And we are shifting our focus to one of our biggest stories of the day, is where our netas are set to get a new parliament on 28th May. The Honourable Prime Minister will inaugurate the new parliament building. But the inauguration of the new Parliament of India in the national capital on Sunday will see nearly zero representation from the opposition. Yes, 19 opposition parties, including the Congress, have announced that they will boycott the ceremony. But why are they doing so? The opposition feels that the President, not the Prime Minister, must be the one inaugurating the new Parliament building. Soul of democracy has been sucked out. That's what they are saying. In their joint statement, the opposition party says, and I quote them, "When the soul of democracy has been sucked out from the parliament, we find no value in a new building," unquote. On the other hand, Congress leader Rahul Gandhi has said not inviting the president is an insult. Some leaders have also criticized the timing of the event, since the event will coincide with the 140th birth anniversary of Veer Savarkar, the Hindu ideologue who shared views radically divergent from Mahatma Gandhi. With this inauguration, the NDA will also be ushering in 9 years of being in power. Let me tell our viewers that the list of parties who have boycotted the inauguration include the TMC, the Aam Aadmi Party, the CPI, RJD, NCP, Uddhav Sena and the DMK. Now also let's listen in to some reaction that came in earlier in the day on the boycott call given by the joint opposition of the new parliament building on 28th May.
स्पीकर कस्टोडियन है लोकसभा का और स्पीकर को करना चाहिए। हम देश के वजीर आजम से, प्रधानमंत्री से ये डिमांड करते हैं कि आप पीछे हट जाइए। आपका तो नाम आ जाएगा फाउंडेशन स्टोन में। इनॉग्रेशन स्पीकर ओम बिरला साहब करने दीजिए और पूरी देश को मैसेज दीजिए कि आप थ्योरी ऑफ सेपरेशन ऑफ पावर्स को मानते हैं, आप संविधान को मानते हैं और बेसिक स्ट्रक्चर को आप मानते हैं। प्रधानमंत्री अगर राजी हो जाते हैं कि स्पीकर ओम बिरला इस कांग्रेस इनॉग्रेट करेंगे तो एमआईएम पार्टी उसमें उस फंक्शन में जाएगी। अगर प्रधानमंत्री वजीर आजम बजिद हैं कि मैं ही करूंगा इसका, तो फिर हम इस फंक्शन में शिरकत नहीं करेंगे।
कारण त्यांना राष्ट्रपति करताना हमने पहली बार आदिवासी महिला को राष्ट्रपति बनाया वगैरह ते सांगत होते ना। मग पहली बार जब नए संसद भवन का उद्घाटन होता है, प्रथम या देशाच्या नव्या संसद भवनात उद्घाटन करताना राष्ट्रपती महिलेची आठवण आपल्याला का झाली नाही? आमचा बहिष्कार आहे। आम्ही सर्व विरोधी पक्ष राष्ट्रपती ना डावलल्याबद्दल, एका आदिवासी महिलेला डावलल्याबद्दल संसद भवनाचा जो उद्घाटन 16-28 तारखेला होतोय त्याच्यावर काँग्रेससह सगळ्या विरोधी पक्षाने असा निर्णय घेतलेला आहे की आम्ही त्या सोहळ्यावरती बहिष्कार टाकू।
This is against the dictatorial attitude of the BJP, of the Prime Minister, that they are not allowing the President to inaugurate. The misogyny is writ large over the BJP. The BJP's policy and the RSS policy is based on misogyny. This is one.
Meanwhile, Home Minister Amit Shah has invoked Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru, who accepted the holy Sengol from Adinam in Tamil Nadu as a symbol of the transfer of power from the Britishers to Indians. Amid the boycott politics by the Congress party and 18 other parties, Amit Shah chose to focus on the fact that Pandit Nehru carried that scepter. He said that shows Nehru's mission was India's unity and oneness. Listen in.
पंडित नेहरू ने पवित्र सेंगोल को तमिलनाडु के अधिनम से स्वीकार कर अंग्रेजों से भारतीयों के हाथ में सत्ता के हस्तांतरण को आकार दिया। वही क्षण था जब पंडित नेहरू ने सेंगोल को स्वीकार किया, जब हम जिसको स्वतंत्रता कहते हैं इसका सटीक क्षण था। इस अनुष्ठान का उद्देश्य इस तथ्य का स्वीकारीकरण है कि भारत में विदेशी शासन भारत के लोगों के पास एक ऐसी आध्यात्मिक प्रक्रिया से आई जो प्राचीन और भारत की सुदृढ़ परंपरा है। पंडित नेहरू ने इस अनुष्ठान के संपादन के लिए दक्षिण के मठाधिपति को स्वीकार कर आगे चले, जिससे पता चलता है कि उनका उद्देश्य भारत की भावात्मक एकता और आध्यात्मिक एकीकरण का था।
And joining me right now are our guests this evening, Vinit Goenka, who is the BJP spokesperson, Mita Chakraborti, who is a Congress spokesperson, and Saket Gokhale from the TMC spokesperson. Thank you so much for joining us here at the Urban Debate. Good evening to all of you. My first question will be addressed to Mr. Saket Gokhale, who is the TMC spokesperson. Mr. Gokhale, what is the reason why the TMC has decided to boycott the inauguration ceremony? Because the BJP says that the invitation has been sent to all the opposition because the parliament belongs to everybody alike.
See, we've clarified. I mean, all the 19 opposition parties have clarified our reasons for not attending this event in the statement that we released today morning. So there is nothing in addition to that. The statement is comprehensive. But to sum up the points in that, number one, by protocol, the president is not only the head of state, but also under Article 79 of the Constitution of India, the president is also at the apex of the parliament. The prime minister represents only the treasury benches, which is why we also have a leader of opposition. The PM does not represent the parliament. Therefore, it is only appropriate that the inauguration of the new parliament building be done by the president of India. The fact that the president is being sidelined so that the prime minister can get a photo op is just a new event in a series of events where this current government has been undermining parliament. There are no discussions that happen in parliament. They bring an ordinance for pretty much everything that they want to bulldoze. Everything is passed with a voice vote. Nothing is sent to a select committee. So the meaning of parliament has been completely demolished and destroyed by this government. So this building is just an edifice. But the question remains that is this government even willing to follow basic constitutional norms? Does the BJP have, forget for the opposition, we know they have no respect for the opposition, but do they have at least any respect for the president of India, who's the head of state, who's the president for all of us, every Indian, regardless of whether we are in the ruling party or the opposition? To sideline the president of India, just so that the prime minister can get a photo op in the run-up to the elections, that's very unfortunate. It's this sort of megalomania we've never seen before in this country.
Well, let me take that question across to the BJP spokesperson, Vinit Goenka. Mr. Goenka, you just heard what Mr. Saket Gokhale had to say, but the fact remains that why is the president not been invited? You know, specific articles of the Constitution has been quoted by the opposition party leaders to suggest that it's going to be in all fairness if the opposition party is demanding for President Droupadi Murmu to be the one as the guest of honor to inaugurate the new parliament. Is this something that the government wants to show as an inclusive effort from the government's end to get all opposition parties together, or is this only a photo op for the Prime Minister?
Samia ji, Ram Ram to you, to my co-panelist, and Ram Ram to all the viewers who are watching me right now. Now, I would like to invite all the parties once again on 28th May, that is Savarkar ji's Jayanti, when the Pradhan Sevak will be inaugurating it. Now, as far as what TMC feels about the president, let me tell you, this is hypocrisy at the best. Let me remind the TMC representative here. You know, one of their TMC minister actually called Droupadi Murmu ji.
Do you respect the president? Don't get into whataboutery. Do you respect the president? Yes or no? Do you respect the president? Stop doing whataboutery. Tell us in straight words, does the president of India matter to you or not? Forget TMC, forget Congress, forget everybody. Why are you insulting the president? Why are you insulting the president is the question. This whataboutery needs to stop. You know, answer the question.
Mr. Saket Gokhale, you had your time. Let Mr. Goenka also make his point. I will give you time to retort if you have to.
Mr. Saket, my upbringing does not permit me to speak in between. I never spoke in between when you are speaking. So please, you will have to tell the people. And I don't get jittered by people like you when you speak in between. So let me remind you once again.
Your upbringing is the kind of language you're using.
I repeat, my upbringing does not permit
But
me to
Mr.
speak in
Goenka, the
Hindi.
minimum question really is that does the President of
Samiaji,
India,
I'll not
the
speak if
first
I'm not
citizen
being
of the
understood.
country, matter to
Please,
the
Samia.
government or not? Mr. Goenka, please stick to your answer about whether at
Please,
all to
Samia,
the
you have to
government,
tell your
the
guests not to
first
speak in
citizen of the
between.
country, the President,
Please, Samia,
matter
you
or
have to
not?
tell your guests not to
Please
speak
go
in
ahead and
between.
make your views.
Yeah, if he is unruly, I'll have to insult in them. So he has to tell the people, what did his minister talk about the president? And did his party apologize or not? So please, this is a hypocrisy at the height. Number two, Congress, Adhir Ranjan ji, insulted the Prime Minister, President twice. Same Congress, Udit Raj ji, called her something bad, which we don't want to remind the people. Dr. Ajay Kumar, again from Congress.
Mr. Goenka, you are still not answering the question.
People whose hypocrisy is loud and clear here. Whereas, let me also remind to the people who are watching this particular debate right now, be it with the inauguration of the parliamentary annexure. Who did that? It was Indira Gandhi ji who did it. Then it was the library building. It was done by Rajiv Gandhi ji. It has been precedent that the prime ministers will do it. Why not the Pradhan Sevak should do it? Whereas these are the same people who have done mistakes and also crime by calling the president by names which should not be called for anybody. Forget about a tribal lady, but for anybody. So those people who are habituated to insult the president today should not shed crocodile tears. Number two, this is a very good opportunity.
Okay, let me take a question across to Ms. Mita Chakraborti, who is a Congress spokesperson. Respond to what Mr. Vinit Goenka was saying, that back in the day, it was not the president, but Indira Gandhi and Jawaharlal Nehru and Rajiv Gandhi who did the inaugurations of the parliament and parliament buildings. What does the Congress party have to say about it?
And also about Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary's statement.
Good evening to all your viewers, and I would respect if I'm not interrupted. Firstly, regarding the query post, Rajiv Gandhi had inaugurated the library of the parliament. Mrs. Indira Gandhi had inaugurated the annex part of the parliament. This is not like-for-like comparison. You cannot compare the inauguration of a library of a parliament with inauguration of a completely new structure and a new parliament. That's number one. That's answer of nobody in the Congress party, no prime minister of Congress party has ever inaugurated a parliament because there has been no new parliament in the history of independent India. So that's number one. These are not, it's like comparing apples and oranges.
Yeah, they did not
Number
have a vision
two,
to make something
if you
Indian.
look at Article 79, sir, I did not interrupt you. Please extend the same courtesy towards me. If you look at Article 79 of the Constitution, it clearly states that there shall be a parliament which shall consist of the president and the House and two houses, Council of States, which is the Rajya Sabha, and the House of the People, which is the Lok
Would you like to
Sabha.
speak on Ajay Kumar?
Yes, I'm
The
coming to Adhir
statements
Ranjan
by
Chaudhary,
Udit
but
Raj?
let me first make my political point, sir.
First, let me
And
have
that
an
is-
answer from you. Will you apologize on their statements or not?
No.
Did your
Can I have
member
just
of
answered
parliament
one of your
insult the
query,
president
and
or
you
not?
will not tell
Very
me in which
simple.
order I'm going to
Mr.
make my
Vinit
point.
Goenka, you're trying to derail the debate. I hate to say it, but our specific debate topic is not Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary's statement. It's specifically about whether at all the government holds the first citizen in its due respect to allow the president to come for the inauguration ceremony.
I have to complete my point. So the first citizen of
Yes,
the
Ms.
nation,
Mita Chakraborti,
who also
quickly,
heads
we
the
have paucity
parliament,
of time.
is clearly
I'm letting
the
you complete your
president
point.
and not the prime minister of the government. And by not involving the president in the inauguration, they have clearly sidelined and insulted the high office of the president. Regarding Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary had never insulted the president. It was a linguistic issue. He had clarified, He had gone on record that Hindi is not his natural language.
Fair
He
enough,
is from
Ms.
the state of West
Mita
Bengal.
Chakraborti,
The
you have
state
made your point. I have paucity of time. I will have to wrap it up over here. This was inching towards a heated debate, but thank you so much, Mr. Vinit Goenka, Mita Chakraborti and Saket Gokhale for joining us here at the Urban Debate to share your views on the new parliament inauguration that has been boycotted by the opposition parties. And with that, it's a wrap on this edition of the broadcast. Lots more lined up. Stay tuned and keep watching Mirror Now.